Hello and welcome to the Be Heard, Be Brave, Be Free channel, where the focus is on self-development and creating a community tribe where we are encouraging, empowering and supporting each other through this life experience. For those of you that haven't come across my channel before, my name is Tanya. I'm 52 years old and I've recently pivoted my career from being a qualified accountant working in the financial services industry and launching my online coaching and therapy business. And part of my kind of journey is creating this YouTube channel so I can track my self-development progress and also share tools, tips, hints and techniques that may assist you and maybe provide a little bit of entertainment value through my kind of life experiences. Because obviously being in my kind of 50th, my fifth decade, rather than sort of making myself even older than what I actually am, I've got a fair bit of life experience. So this is week 5 of a 6-week experimentation where I'm giving myself some goals, and I've got the format of Monday is self-reflection, Wednesday is education, and then Friday is storytelling, so I can home in my kind of style and an ability to be able to relay information that may be useful and value add to anyone that's coming across this video. So I had given myself a challenge over the 6 weeks to complete 3 books, because as part of my coaching and my therapy training, there was a lot of recommended reading from a coaching perspective and also from a kind of psychology and hypnotherapy and different kind of habits and tools that would sort of assist in giving me more kind of evidence-based and facts that I can actually share with my clients and also apply to my own life. So I had about 4 or 5 books on the go, and the task was for me to complete 3 of them within the 6 weeks. So week 5, I've completed book number 3, and that was Mind to Matter from Dawson Church. And this book is really all about that our body has got the capability and the power to heal itself, and that language is super important, because the words that we're saying, the thoughts that we're thinking, have a massive impact on the action that we're taking, because it's driving the feelings that we're feeling. And this is where I've mentioned it before, we've got the ladder of looping thoughts, where you've got a thought, a word, a belief, and then that triggers a feeling in your body, and then that drives the action, the behavior, the pattern that you actually then complete or not complete, because sometimes it's about avoiding taking any action, and then it reinforces either that original word, thought, belief, or it creates something else that might be even more damaging potentially, especially when it's a negative looping thought and the kind of belief is kind of downward spiraling. So for me, over the years, it's about reframing and changing those kind of words that I'm using to create more powerful, empowering, and words that are actually encouraging me to take action to achieve my goals. And this book was absolutely brilliant, because it was just reinforcing a lot of stuff that I was either already doing or I was aware of. But there were some quotes and information in it that I thought it would be really useful for me to actually share. So Einstein had a quote which is, "Synchronicity is God's way of being anonymous, of remaining anonymous." And this is something that I truly believe, that we're spiritual beings having this human experience, and our connection to source, universe, God, whatever you may believe in, is always there. It's just sometimes we're just so caught up and focused, hyper focused on a certain activity or a certain outcome or a goal, that we don't actually see the synchronicities, the opportunities that are presenting themselves. And this is part of my kind of self-development journey, is rather than just constantly looking to the future and trying to go at 100 miles per hour, it's about slowing down, becoming present, becoming aware of the thoughts, of the feelings, articulate them to diffuse any kind of power or intensity in them, and then be able to sort of like challenge some of the thinking. And as a result, then you're open to the opportunities and the synchronicities that they're appearing. And this is where people might reach out of the blue. You might have a random conversation with someone walking down the street, and those conversations and those interactions may actually have a profound impact on your life or on your day. And this is where your interactions with people, it's how they make you feel, is what you always remember, rather than maybe necessarily the exact words or exactly what they said and did. So I thought that was absolutely brilliant in that book. And being in that kind of mind frame of, finish 3 books, then I was like, I wanted to actually read a book from start to finish that I've been sort of had on my to-do list since probably November last year, 2023. And it's called The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel Van Der Kolk. And absolutely brilliant book in terms of trauma and dealing with trauma, and different tools and techniques that he's used and experimented with over the years, over his kind of 30 years plus of his kind of practice. And it's prompted me to want to start doing a little bit more work through using RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy, and using hypnosis to actually tap in to some of the emotions that are trapped in the body. Because this is where, if we suppress emotions and we don't become aware of them, we don't acknowledge and accept them in order for us to let them go, or for us to challenge them and sort of figure out, well, why do I feel a certain way? What can I do to change that feeling and release it out of the body, whether it is screaming in a pillow, I've mentioned in another video, or punching the air or a bag, or like doing some form of exercise that it releases it through your body, shaking the energy out of your body, grounding with Mother Earth on the grass or on sand or in water, and just being able to sort of release those kind of emotions that are trapped in. So that is something that I'm going to be exploring over the coming weeks, working with a fellow peer of mine to sort of like explore what kind of suppressed emotions and what beliefs are still trapped in my body and in my subconscious, in order to let them go. Because you need to create capacity, you need to let go of anything that's holding you back, it's keeping you stuck, or it's making you feel a certain way that isn't conducive to the way that you want to be feeling, that you want to be showing up. And therefore, being able to sort of like let that go, reframe it, change it, make it empowering to support you in the direction that you're actually wanting to progress in. So that is something that I'm going to be working over the coming weeks, and I'll let you know progress, how that's sort of like what I'm finding from my kind of self-reflection. The other thing this week is the 1 year anniversary of me completing the Rapid Transformational live event in Rushton last year, where I had 5 days spent with Marissa Peer and a number of other trainers, 90 other students at that point, where we were sort of learning to do hypnosis and use some of these amazing, powerful tools that enable you to tap into the subconscious and do that reframe fairly quickly. And it's got long-lasting benefits and long-lasting results that it shifts your kind of mindset. And we had a wee reunion over Zoom, and there was probably about 15 of us that sort of managed to catch up out of the 91 that took part in the course. And seeing everyone's progress in the past year and how much we've transformed, that in itself is just sort of aligning to the fact that that 1 millimeter progress that we're doing on a daily basis is moving us and propelling us forward. But when you add that over a year, you actually feel like a totally different person, and where you were a year ago and versus where you are now, that it's night and day in a sense. And that's what everyone was sort of like commenting. We've not got it all figured out. We're still working through past beliefs, past behaviours that may no longer be serving us, but it is about peeling the onion and going level by level, deeper and deeper. And this is a lifelong journey. This isn't a one-time fix and then you're all sorted. I thought that 20 odd years ago when I did my first self-development course, that I thought I would go and I would get all this information, I would start applying that information into my life, and my life would be transformed and I would never look back. That isn't the case. That isn't the life experience. There's days where you're moving forward, and then there's days where you're just standing still. You just need to just be and just process what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you've learned, what you've experienced, or starting to think what changes do you want to incorporate, or assess whether the changes that you are incorporating, are they working or they're not. And this is where experimentation, trial and error are absolutely vital, because then you can learn fast and you can move forward rather than spending months or years waiting to see the result of an outcome. And this is about sometimes just accepting that sometimes you might need to take a few steps backwards, because then it gives you a different perspective, a different vantage point from which you can actually see and notice the progress that you've really made, or realize that the direction that you're actually heading to is no longer where you want to go, because we are entitled to change our minds. We've got the power to co-create our reality. And what we may have thought we wanted on day 1, on day 10, it might have shifted, it might have changed, and that is totally fine. And by being able to sort of do the self-reflection and adjust course, then you can course correct and you can head in the new direction that you want to go. There is nothing worse than you putting a lot of time and effort into trying to achieve a goal, only to realize that goal and then realize that really wasn't what you wanted. And you could have saved yourself a lot of time and effort, and then sometimes a lot of pain and suffering along the way, if you had done these little kind of self-reflection points every so often. So I think this, looking back on the last year, the kind of growth that I've had, the transformation that I've gone through, the pivot in my career has been like major, but at the same time, that innate curiosity and that willingness and the joy and fulfillment in being able to see the changes in my own life, as well as impact the life of people that I'm interacting, because we've got the peer group and we sort of connect every so often, and then there's other groups of friends that I've sort of created through different other training experiences, and it's about connecting with them and sharing the experiences and enabling each other to sort of grow and move forward in the direction that we're choosing to go. So books progress happening in the grand kind of scheme of things. On the Wednesday, I'm going to sort of cover off some other work that I've been starting to do this week, which is about looking at my values, my core values, because that is something that I don't do every year. It's something that I revisit every few years. So I'll cover that on the Wednesday call. So for you this past week, what is the kind of one success that you want to celebrate? What is the one lesson that you learned that you want to make some changes? So then this week it becomes a bit easier, a bit more joyful, a bit more fulfilling. If you want to share, please add it in the comments below. It'd be lovely to sort of hear your contributions. I think I'm going to bring it to a close here. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, if you resonate with my vibe and you want to sort of follow along, please feel free to like and subscribe. And if not, go out and have the most amazing day. Seize the day. And remember, there's always choices in life, so choose wisely. Until the next one, bye.